when I started, I mean, you couldn't get any information at all.
No.
And the only place we really could go was the Italians, and they weren't giving us away. And all the Cajuns. But since the internet, it's just like being shared freely.
I know that you go to Suffolk Stowmarket every year for the step dancing. I wonder if perhaps you could play us a step dance tune.
Oh, I'll do my best. Suffolk Stowmarket, yeah. We've got some great step dance tunes over there. One of my favourite players was a guy called Percy Brown from Sheringham near Cromer. This is what it is.
Oh, that's lovely.
I think this one's called the Cokie hornpipe.
Proper job, as they'd say.
Wow.
And so what made you get interested in this step dancing? Because I know you've been going to Stowmarket for some years now.
Well, when I started playing English country music, play all sorts of kind of music, but English is one of my favourites, particularly the East Anglian style. I had all these records of people playing step dance tunes, but there were no step dancers as far as I could tell. Maybe one or two around the place. We didn't have the internet then, so I didn't pay much attention to them. I was learning polkas and jigs, maybe the odd shutties. And then in the last, 15 years or so, the step dance scene in East Anglia has really come to fruition. Big step dance days going on, and a lot of the gypsy community getting involved. And because they didn't seem to have any musicians, there were loads of us musicians who didn't have any step dancers, and loads of gypsy step dancers who didn't have any musicians, so it was quite natural for the two to come together on certain days of the year. And so once I started, I was always fascinated with step dancing, and any reference to it, I'd have a look, but still never really seen it properly. And then as I got to see more of it recently in Suffolk, then I thought, well, there's all these great tunes that I've been listening to, and I better start playing them. And I just love the rhythm in the playing. I mean, they're hornpipes, but they're not dotted hornpipes. So they're much more straight playing, much the way that a lot of the Irish single step dancers, they play hornpipes much more straight rather than dotted rhythm. So it was just a fascination with the music, and a bit that I kind of ignored. And so recently, I would say in the last 10 years, I've just played more and more step dance tunes.
Mm-hmm. And how would you say the differences between these straight hornpipes and what would be called a reel?
Very good question. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is getting a bit musically complicated, but I think it's at the end of the phrase. I mean, if you play a hornpipe fast enough, it becomes a reel. But the way that the hornpipes are structured, at the end of the phrase, the reel keeps going through from bar 4 into bar 5, and it keeps the tune going through that. There is no let up in the rhythm, whereas the hornpipe definitely comes to resolves and then starts again, whereas the reel just runs through like that, where the hornpipe goes ba-dam, 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 like that. Otherwise, I don't know, it's tricky to, it depends where in the country, who's been looking after the tune, a lot of different factors in it as to where a hornpipe finishes and a reel begins. Yeah, good question.
That's interesting.
But that's the way I see certainly the Irish way. I've been studying the difference between Irish hornpipes played straight and reels, and it's that phrase at the end. The reel just keeps going in a straight line like that. The hornpipe doesn't.
Brilliant, thank you, Rees.